Were you meant to do an introduction into this madness?
Satan from Eye of the Tiger.
Hi, I'm Lara.
I'm Sarah. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
You're so wrong!
Brain was like, I'm out.
Like, comment, subscribe.
I still love that. And a podcast. This podcast. Hello, internet. It's Sarah.
And
Lara for podcast 002. It's here. It's, so some interesting things been happening this week.
Have there?
Nope. No, there's not. There's been nothing interesting happening. After the royal baby conversation, we've literally, there's nothing happened this week.
No.
There's a couple of baby things happened this week. Yeah, like this woman who gave birth to that baby who was like 13 pounds.
Oh my god, I can't believe you sent me that. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, like, I was on my Facebook feed and I was like, oh, what's this? Oh my god, that is a big baby.
Oh my god, that's like what, like a stone?
That's just under a stone, yeah.
Blah blah.
And I can't remember if it was C-section or not. I don't think it was.
No, it wasn't. That was the whole point. It was natural birth.
Ah,
Air quotes.
oh my god.
No.
That's not good. No. That is very painful. Shout out to that woman who managed to do that.
She's not gonna be okay.
Her life is scarred now. Thanks, baby. That's why children are, Anyway, we're gonna start out again with It's a different theme song again this week. Sarah shoutouts, yay! That part is always the same though. Yay!
Cool.
And this week we're giving a shout out to you guys might have seen being posted around the artwork that someone drew for us, because we put out a plea for someone to do some artwork for us. I thought it'd be a little bit cooler than my subpar Photoshop editing. And Wolfie did some really cool stuff for us. We'll obviously have pizza faces, because that is the most important thing about this podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the love of pizza.
We had pizza today.
We did have pizza today. Frankie and Benny's sponsor us.
Yes, we had pizza last week too.
We did. We mentioned that, didn't we?
Yep.
Pizza.
I think we should have pizza every time we do this.
We should. It should be like a tradition. That's why the pizza face thing's there. Yes, so that's Wolfie, and her Tumblr is ogavin.tumblr.com, and her artwork is amazing.
Oh, so good.
As you can see.
So good.
And she did that fucking lemon thing, which I never...
Explain?
Listen to the pilot podcast. But yes, so she did like one of those things, which is great. But I was thinking, if people want to do artwork for us...
Woo! We always take that.
That would be cool, and then we could like use Wolfie's as like our main picture, but if people want to do like one for like the next episode, and then we can use that as like our
well, considering we're starting up a YouTube channel, we could have it playing on a loop in a slideshow.
Segue into the YouTube channel. I like it. You're on the ball this week.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So all of our podcasts are now going to be posted on YouTube and not SoundCloud. Because the thing with SoundCloud is it's actually really great because it gives you a place to download and upload it, but you only have a certain amount of time before you have to pay. And I don't know about you, Lara, but I don't...
I'm not paying for anything.
Anything that I can not pay for, I will do.
We shared a pizza today because we're poor.
We did share pizza. Still like £4 though. But yeah, it was a good pizza.
It wasn't even that big.
It was a good pizza.
Maybe you were right. We should have gone to Pizza Hut. They would have been bigger.
Yeah, and you get chips and a drink with that.
You get chips and a drink?
Mm-hmm.
At Pizza Hut?
Yep. Because it's like a takeaway thing.
You should have mentioned that part.
Well, I started to say it, but you were like, no, we'll just go in. So I was like, okay, sure. Pizza Hut takeaway. Good times. So yeah, all of the stuff will now, all the podcasts will now be posted on YouTube, and the YouTube name is give me a moment. Yeah, Lara, that's a good segue.
Yes, wasn't it? Yes.
We didn't stop and pause and try and find the name of the YouTube. So we're going to move all the videos from now on onto the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Frupples podcast. all the download links are going to be through probably Mediafire for the moment, but we'll see how that goes. It might change week to week. And as normal, they'll be posted on Mondays at the YouTube. From this Monday, it'll be on the YouTube. We'll post it on the blog as well, but if you want to find it, you can find it on YouTube. And Thursdays will be the download for the week. So that's that part. I didn't write that down, so thanks for reminding me, because I would have totally forgot. Anything you want to talk about particularly this week?
Well, fandom crazy. Let's go for the fandom podcast.
Yeah, this is like the fandom section.
Yeah.
It needs a theme song. Da-da-ba! Everything needs a theme song. It makes everything so much more exciting. Do you want to kick us off with fandom fun?
Fandom fun number 1. As I'm sure everybody knows what happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Those are 2 big things in fandom times.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, of course, the trailer for Sherlock season 3.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Not a big fan of John's moustache.
It's interesting.
It is interesting. But I like how it opened up on Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
She's a little cutie, I love her.
I like her, yeah, she's cute.
And you saw your main people.
Yeah, you saw everybody you care about.
Yeah.
Who's still alive.
Who's still alive. And there's somebody who's not alive, but is alive.
Oh, yeah.
And what's your second doohickey?
Well, tomorrow...
This is awkward because we recorded this on Saturday. So we know who the Doctor is now. And so, just pretend this is like you don't know who the Doctor is. And the next part will make much more sense. Okay, I love the internet, bye.
Number 12 is getting announced.
Is it?
In Doctor Who.
Is that tomorrow?
There is going to be a programme on BBC, 7 o'clock. It's going to be... old doctors are turning up, new doctors are turning up.
Oh.
Exciting times. There's going to be the first look at the 50th anniversary show.
I have a question.
Second look, possibly.
I obviously don't watch Doctor Who,
Yes.
despite the fact I've been to the Doctor Who experience in Cardiff. Shout out to the Doctor Who experience. I heard that there's only allowed to be 12 generations.
Apparently so.
Or
That
regenerations.
Regenerations. That is what he has said himself.
So then technically this will be the last Doctor.
It would be, but since when does Moffat stick to anything?
Yeah, let's not talk about him. I don't like him. Curly hair to fuck. Anyway, speaking of fandom things,
Yes.
Misha Collins.
Wow, how jealous am I that I, 1, live in this country and didn't hear about it until it was too late, and 2, I wasn't going to pay money to talk to Misha Collins. He's great and everything, but I've spoken to him in real life. It was, yeah.
There's that thing where you can hear the voicemail. I saw it on BuzzFeed, where like when you phone, you can hear the voicemail of him talking. And it's really funny. And there's like quite a lot of people who like posted the conversations that they'd had.
Oh, I did see that on BuzzFeed. Like, I saw screenshots.
Yeah, like, it's quite funny. But then a lot of people, like, there's somebody who, like, messaged from France.
Yeah, somebody from Britain, I'm sure did.
Yeah,
if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, because they're not in... Well, they've been under a rock for the last week.
Misha Collins, star of Supernatural, plays Castiel. He gave out his... Well, he did give out his phone number.
Yes,
he gave out
a temporary phone number, we assume.
I think
it is now disconnected.
It's now disconnected, so don't phone. But he gave out his number for people to phone for. What the fuck how do you pronounce it? Gish wishes?
Gish
whiz. Yeah, so he gave that out. And then people phoned and yeah, I mean, like, obviously it wasn't his actual number because he's not an idiot, but
people phoned, text messaged.
He seemed to reply to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, considering he probably got, I'm going to say, possibly millions.
Yep.
Well, hundreds of thousands, I would say.
Well, how many followers is he at on Twitter?
I don't know, but I follow him on Twitter. I didn't phone him.
I'm going to check, because I feel like he's got a lot of followers on Twitter just now.
Well, he does so much work for charity, and then this Gish Whiz thing.
He's
which
almost
is,
at 1 million followers.
Well,
He's got 973,803.
and we can assume that at least half of them tried to phone.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like, that must have been a tiring day for Misha Collins.
Oh, yes. You wouldn't think he was a full-time parent or had a job.
He's got 2 kids now, that wee Misha Collins.
Nah, that's a dirty whore.
Oh, Misha, love you. Another fandom thing, actually, while we're at it. So I finished the first Hunger Games book.
Oh.
Haven't gone to the second one yet, but...
Do you own them now?
I don't yet own them. My sister's going to get me them from her work. I still need to give her the money for them, actually. But they will be in my possession tomorrow, so I'll probably, like, do a really shoddy job of editing the podcast so I can get on to the next book. But the first book, like, the reason why I didn't read it is because I just pictured it was going to be like this sort of Twilight-esque thing, and I read like the first chapter of Twilight and I was like, I have to put this down because I have respect for my eyes. But after watching the movie, I'm so glad I watched it, and I'm so glad I read the book. Although I have a massive issue with Peter. Okay, like, what is this movie trying to portray him as? Because in the book he calls her sweetheart, which I think is very sexy.
I thought he was just being sarcastic because of Haymitch.
Oh, possibly, actually. But he's just, like, he's very
lovely.
different in the book, and I really like that.
That last scene broke my heart.
What, like, in the book or in the movie?
In the book.
When he's, like, when he walks away from her at the train. Oh my god! Spoilers, if you haven't read The Hunger Games. I'd have to do another, like, spoiler warning. So, when we did the spoiler cast, and then I was, like, editing it and I listened to it, and then I realised we should probably have a spoiler warning at the beginning, but I didn't want to get my microphone out and, like, plug it in, so I just did it from the microphone that's actually in my laptop. But it sounds like I'm outside in the wind. Because it's like, shh, this podcast contains spoilers, like.
I did think it sounded a bit odd.
Yeah, because I didn't do it with my good microphone, I just did it with that. So it's like, it sounds so awkward, like, going from that to going into something that's actually... I should have just done it with my phone, because the first one,
It worked out really well.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, the first podcast, just the pilot episode, we just recorded on my phone, just at the spur of a moment thing. And now all this stuff that's actually planned is not very well planned. But I want to talk a little bit more about Hunger Games.
Oh, okay, yes, I'm good with that.
Because I want to talk about You've read the second book.
I've read them all.
The movie is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
When is the movie out?
October,
I
think.
What are your expectations for it? This is not going to be spoilery, hopefully. Try to keep spoilers to a minimum.
Okay.
Even though the books have been out for fucking ages.
Try my best to not mention anything. Okay, I have seen a couple trailers, so I already know that certain parts of... So, what I want... Generic things that I want. Peter to be more good looking, because I do feel like...
I feel like in the book he's described...
He's described a bit...
rugged.
Yes. And Josh is lovely, but he's cute.
He's no Gale.
Well, no.
Oh, God.
Josh is lovely.
He's much better looking out with the movie.
Yes.
Even, like, when they're, like, in the arena, I expected him to get a bit dirty and, like, but he was still very kempt, even when he's got mud on his face.
Yes. Other things to expect. I mean, obviously, I know for a fact it's going to be stunning costumes.
Mm-hmm. And makeup.
And costumes do play a large part in this second installment.
Well, I felt like in the first book, it played quite a large part.
Yes.
The whole, like, Castina's obviously very important.
Yes. So
the second book outfits, or second movie.
It is very important, and anybody who's read it knows the importance of that and how significant it all becomes. And I really hope they do it well. And I hope they do the Victor's Parade. Parade? That's another word. Yes, when they go around the different districts. I hope they do that well. Because there are significant parts of that section of the book.
You know what we're going to do?
Yes.
Once I finish reading the 2 books, which will probably be
We'll do spoilers.
will probably be next weekend. I'll try and get them finished by Wednesday, so I'll have them on Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll do a spoiler cast for the Hunger Games, because I suddenly just like really, really got into it.
I would love to speak to you about it, because
I feel like you need to get into more things from my end.
Why?
Because I picked up the Hunger Games for you.
You're never going to pick up Harry Potter for me, though, are you?
I said I was going to do that after I finished the Hunger Games. I've not even started the 2 Game of Thrones books I got. Because
You finished that Halo one, though, did you?
No, I haven't even started that. It's still sitting in my I started the Hunger Games, and I was like, I'm going to wait until I get the next one before I read anything else.
Good, because they're so good.
And then I was going to read the Harry Potter ones. So there, take that. What are you going to do for me, huh?
I watched Sherlock for you.
You wanted to do that yourself! How rude!
I do lots of things for you.
You started playing Resident Evil.
I tried, I really did, yeah.
How did you find that?
Difficult.
You know what we're going to do? I'm going to come round with an Xbox game and a controller, and we're going to play it.
God.
You'll like it.
I should have bought the PS4.
Don't you dare! Don't even think about buying the PS4. Our friendship will be over.
That is what I want from it. I want good costumes, and I want them to do the story justice. I know you can't put everything from a book into a film.
Yeah.
But this was my favourite book, and I want them to do it well. And if they don't make the characters who are supposed to be endearing...
One thing from like the book to the movie,
yes,
because this first one's out, so we can talk about this all we want. If people haven't seen that, then that's their own fault.
Yes.
The Wolverine spoiler cast, it just came out. This has been out for ages.
Yes, this has been out for over a year.
When I was reading the book, I hate Katniss.
Yeah,
she is an absolute grade A bitch. She's horrible. She plays Peter, and he's just a little baby boy.
Yeah, he's just really nice.
He's just so cute. And I felt like because I saw the movie first, so Gale was hardly in it, so I didn't expect him to be kept being mentioned in the book, which I did kind of like that. I liked the fact that she kept harking back, thinking about not just him specifically, but home, because they don't really. I felt like that wasn't a big thing in the.
Yeah, I do feel like it's not easy to portray thoughts in a film.
No, but there's that time when she gets stung by the tracker jackers.
Yeah.
She could have easily, they could have, in that hazy thing,
had some kind of flashback or something.
They could have mentioned a little bit more of home than they did. But after seeing that, which one was it? Was it the Honesty trailer? When they didn't when there was they didn't mention this and they didn't mention this. Is that the one?
What one? Honest trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't mention the hunger and the
hunger. Yeah, the hunger, because that was kind of important.
And the fact where she's deaf in her ear,
she loses her hearing. Yeah.
Which seems like a very important thing. It's realistic.
Yeah, exactly. You can't experience an explosion or multiple explosions and not have your hearing affected.
It does make me think, what are they going to leave out of the second one? But
well, yeah, the things from the trailer so far, they have included
quite
important aspects.
I guess they did include all the important stuff. It was just the little details that would have made it just a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, because I saw the movie first.
Yeah.
It's my sister is reading the Vampire Diaries books just now.
Oh my god, don't bother.
Well, she...
hatred for those books.
Yeah, she doesn't like them.
Oh my god, they were awful.
Because she watched the show first, she was like, well, they've not got the right names, they've not got the right, this isn't right and this isn't right, and I was like, well...
It's so different. You can't, in my personal opinion, you cannot compare the Vampire Diaries books to the
I've
film.
never seen any of it or read any of it.
To the TV show. The books are completely different. The brothers are older. The girl doesn't even actually look really like the other girl who she's supposed to look like. Body's ginger and white. So yeah, there's a lot of things that aren't.
Yeah, it's just when you because the show's based on the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's so loosely based on
Yes,
the books.
but because she obviously saw the show, oh my god, I can't speak, first,
Yeah.
she's like, oh well, I don't like the books because they're
In
not
all
right.
honesty, I read the books probably before the show came out. Or at least before I saw most of the show, and it was
Not good.
just ridiculously different. You can't compare them. I didn't like the books alone. I personally don't think they're good books.
Yeah.
I don't think they're well written. They're very sporadic and try to create suspense, but they're too quick. Like, they move to the next plot point too quickly and don't resolve the last plot points.
All right.
Like, I mean, she, in the first book, at the end of the first book, spoiler alert, she dies.
How long has the book's been out?
Since the 90s.
Okay, so that's not a spoiler alert.
No.
If you're going to read the books, you would have read them by now.
Yes.
Unless you're a newborn baby, then you're allowed off.
So she dies at the end of the first book and comes back as a vampire. Then in the second book, she dies as a vampire and comes back as an angel or something like that. It's a really odd set of books. Like I say, I don't recommend. If you want to read something which is like Vampire Diaries, you can read the books which are written by the writers of the show. They've got ones which are Stefan's Diaries it's kind of like the prequel to the show.
Mm-hmm.
So you get things like from Stefan and Damon's point of view back in the day. Ian Somerhalder, oh my god.
Literally,
marry
like,
me.
never seen the show, never read the books, but I know the hot guy is evil. And of course he is, because he's hot. And why would the
He's not that evil.
Well, he's the
But
evil.
he's
the evil
stunning.
brother, right?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think something's changed. I haven't actually seen series 4, so
There's 4 series.
yeah.
Well, this whole thing with how they're gonna block all torrent sites in Britain, so
Are they?
I will
I thought
literally.
it was only porn they were trying to block.
Apparently, it's porn and torrents. I know. I mean, like, I don't care
That
about.
good streaming.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't. Well, because that's technically not a torrent, so maybe not.
Yeah.
But I download all my stuff.
Just
So
stream.
yeah, you get viruses all the time with streaming. I don't trust it anymore. But like now, I'm not like I'm going to be very behind on Game of Thrones. I'm going to be very behind on Supernatural. How am I meant to watch Supernatural? Like,
I am no. If that happens, moving to America.
speaking of Game of Thrones, you should watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like I will. It's just I'm so behind that I feel like
Well, you know what?
it would take a really long time to get there.
You're not even that far behind. Like,
3 seasons.
yeah,
I
but
mean, it's not like it's Sherlock. And
Well,
yeah, I'm still behind on that.
the first season only has 6 or 8 episodes.
Right.
So you could watch that in a day if that's all you did. Because that'd be like,
How long?
it's like 40 minutes per episode, so you could do that in a day. Then the other one I think is either 12 or 16.
Right.
So they're like sort of half seasons.
Right.
Because they're on like, I think it's on cable network or something. But not like
Yeah, I see.
network. Whatever. It's not like the
Yes,
not
I
like Supernatural
understand, I
thing.
understand.
So it's not that much to catch up on.
Well, I might do it at some point. There are other things I need to catch up on.
Season 6 has
Dexter.
season
Badly.
6.
True Blood.
Season 1 has 10 episodes. That's a lie. Where did I get that from? Another one's I can't see because I can only see season 3. Oh, season 2 is right there. Season 2 has also 10 episodes. Alright, so they all seem to have the same amount. So 10 episodes.
Okay.
I haven't even finished season 3 myself,
Right.
which I feel embarrassed about. But yeah, like so good. So good. It's like probably one of my favourite shows right now. It's really good. Oh, and new I can't even say it. Have you seen any of Whose Line Is It Anyway, the new season?
Oh, is it started? No,
It restarted. I saw like a couple of things on Tumblr, but haven't actually watched it
I
yet.
didn't realise it had started.
But it's not Drew Carey, whatever you want to call him, who's hosting.
Oh, is he not in it?
No. Well, it wasn't when I saw. So it kind of puts me off because he was like one of the best
I
parts
always
about
liked it with Clive Owen in the British one.
I don't like the British one. I don't think it's funny. There's something about Colin Mochrie and the other guy, what's his name? Ryan
somebody.
There's just something about their connection that makes the show even better.
In all honesty, obviously I watched it, but I did get sick of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I suppose that can happen.
I didn't like the hoedown bit. It very much annoyed me.
Why?
It was always a hoedown.
Yeah, I know that's got the hoedown bit.
Oh, I just didn't like it.
Oh, I used to watch that like all the time.
Yeah.
I don't really watch TV. See, I realise this, right? I could literally cut down my television watching to Supernatural.
All I watch now
Supernatural, Game of Thrones, Adventure Time, and Sherlock. But Sherlock doesn't count because it's on for like 3 weeks every like 476 years. So that I could probably take that out and just look at a picture of Benedict Cumberbatch. That would be fine.
Well, all I ever watch on television, properly on television, because I obviously don't really watch things on television, I watch them on my laptop.
Yeah, same.
Is Golden Girls.
Good times, Golden Girls. I'm so glad you made me watch that episode.
It's so good, right?
It was actually really funny.
It's the best programme ever.
It's funny. But yeah, I don't think I watch anything on my television. There's one thing I want to mention. This is obviously not relevant to you, Lyra, because I mean you'll have no idea. But there's a new BioShock Infinite, I think it's like DLC, called Burial at Sea, and it's basically like LA Noire meets BioShock, like, but it actually looks really cool. And what I was going to say was the style of the thing I think you would be really into, because it's like a 1940s sort of thing. And it just looks so awesome. I saw the trailer for it, but it'll be coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that. And apparently it lets you play with Elizabeth. I think you get to play as Elizabeth. I think that's what that means, because I just looked at a headline from GMA News and it says play with, but I hope that means play as, because otherwise that's very strange. It's going to come in 3 parts apparently. So if you want to hear more about that, they'll probably talk about it on the Rooster Teeth podcast on Wednesday. But yeah, because I want to talk about it because I thought that's pretty cool. You know it's really hard to draw? Apples, right?
Jeez, oh man, that took me so long.
No, but I mean, like, sometimes they look like like if you draw an apple, right, and then it looks like a peach, so you have to put the little stem thing in. Like, I mean, but don't mean like putting shading on it. I just mean like if you just draw like an apple shape, it looks like an orange or a peach. That's like a Granny Smith apple shape. I normally just draw it like a little butt.
Like more of a pink lady.
Yes, like a pink lady apple, or like a gala apple.
Do you draw apples often?
When you need to draw an apple, you need to draw an apple, and then you draw an apple.
Well, we could discuss the fact that I'm going away.
Okay.
For 2 weeks. Well, not really 2 weeks, but 2 Mondays. So we're going to record a special podcast with special things.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, which will hopefully get published. Published?
Posted.
Posted. That's
Published.
the word.
Posted.
Next week.
Mhm.
But then I won't be here the next week. I'll be in Germany. We could Skype.
We could Skype.
But that wouldn't be very good quality, and I don't know how to Skype. So that would be...
That was the most pointless suggestion. We could Skype, but I don't know how to Skype. Okay, thanks.
So, it is possible that I will be replaced.
We might have a special guest. I need to look at...
Nobody's asked anybody yet.
Well, next weekend, Laura, who is Tease My Nut, on Tumblr. I posted her before, talked about her before. She'll be down next weekend. So next Saturday, yeah, so next week, it'll be, well, this Monday coming, it will be me and Lara.
It'll be...
the 12th of August, it'll be the special.
Yes, and there may be special guests.
And then on the 19th, it will be me and Laura, hopefully, or it'll just be me.
On the 26th, it's my birthday.
It's Lara's birthday, so we could do like a special
birthday
birthday podcast. So yeah, we've got like a full month full of plans now.
Yeah,
that's pretty exciting.
Absolutely.
Look at us. There's something I think you would really appreciate.
Yes.
There's this. I saw on Tumblr. Everything I see on Tumblr. I think you'd really like it. It's an Etsy shop called The Geek Outlet, right?
Wait, what? I'm looking this up.
Yes, look it up.
Already.
It's a girl called Leah Nelson. She doesn't even know I'm talking about her. Like, I've never spoken to her in my life. I saw it on Tumblr. She's like, I'll do it.
The Geek what now?
The Geek Outlet. And it's basically, she does lots of different, like, kind of geek style jewellery, but something that I saw that I thought was absolutely beautiful, amazing, I know you would appreciate, Lara, is like a locket or like a necklace or like a bracelet or ring. It's like glow in the dark, but it's called Galaxy Jewellery.
I think I see it.
Do you see it? And it's basically, like, I have no idea how she does it because she doesn't say, and I was having a look through. But
it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'll link a picture of it so you guys can see it, because obviously you can't see it just now. But it's basically like a necklace or a locket, and inside it is like a stone, I'm assuming. It's got like a galaxy effect on it.
Includes a UV key light.
And because it's a glow in the dark. It's glow in the dark galaxy jewellery.
Oh my goodness, I want it.
And they are pretty cheap. They range from £12 to £18. Don't know what that is in dollars. I'm not gonna lie. But she ships it from the US, so you will be able to get it in dollars. It's just when I look up my Etsy store, it's obviously in pounds. But I mean, like, for most Etsy jewellery, it's £12 to £18 is like the lower end of the price scale. So, and also this stuff looks fantastically made, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
It is stunning. I'm looking at it right now.
It's beautiful, right?
It's stunning.
As soon as I saw it on Tumblr, I was like, I need.
Oh my goodness! Is this Harry Potter themed?
Oh god!
Does that say Lumos? It does, and it glows in the dark. It's like it was made for me.
This
is
was
perfect.
made for me.
I wonder how she does this.
It's amazing, right?
Oh, we've got some Dexter blood slides here. I don't think they glow in the dark.
No, I don't think they do. While you're looking at that, I'm gonna make a public service announcement. So obviously Kim Kardashian had her baby. To be honest, the fact that she had the baby, the fact that she was pregnant, I don't really care. It's like the royal baby thing. It's like a famous person.
I care much more about the royal baby.
Yeah, like a famous person had a baby. Like, it's got a stupid name or whatever. People can do what they want with their kids. I don't care. I saw a horrible tweet. Basically, there's like a picture of Kim and Kanye, and she's obviously pregnant, or she's just had the baby. She's like, you know, like a pregnant woman looks. And then there's like a tweet, a picture of Mrs. Doubtfire, and it was like, oh, who wore it best? Because she's wearing like Kim's wearing like a long floral top dress thing. Stuff like that is absolutely disgustingly horrible. Because first off, women day to day, I've got enough pressure on them to look beautiful. Like, you'll back me up on this, like, just being...
Good lord, like, I look so stunning right now. It took me 12 hours to get rid of that. Is not true. But I still did spend a good time on my hair, my makeup today, and I was only out for like an hour.
Exactly. Because you, like, it's like, if you're not got your makeup on properly, you've not got your hair done properly, people, like, you know, you're not allowed to do it. As a woman, you have to look your best all the time. And if you're a woman in the limelight like she is, then it's even worse, and it's even more pressure. And like you were telling me earlier, Lara, that she was wearing heels when she was heavily pregnant.
Awful. It was an awful post because she looked dreadful, But she's a woman.
She's pregnant.
She was in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy. Her feet were obviously swollen, and she was stuffing them into these shoes, which were just ridiculous for any woman to wear, never mind if she's pregnant or not.
Yeah.
And it was just not sensible. And that's all because she's, has to look her best, which she didn't, but whatever.
So shout out to the women of the world who think that they have looked beautiful at the time, because you don't. And
actually, you know what? You are beautiful,
yeah,
no matter what. But you don't have to. I mean, if it's painful, no.
Yeah.
Although I did hear a really good thing the other day, which is called shoepidity. Wearing ridiculous shoes purely because they look good. Shoepidity.
That's really clever.
Now, I am definitely a victim of shoepidity.
At least you can admit it.
Exactly.
I saw this thing on Embarrassing Bodies with, what's that guy called?
Dr. Jessen.
Yeah.
Christian Jessen.
Doctor.
Who, by the way, is kind of good looking topless. His face, not so much. His personality, not so much.
No,
his body.
His personality is like such a dick. But he did this like show thing where he was like looking at people's feet who wore heels, and how like if you wear heels like too much, your feet like contort. And I was like, oh my god, thank God I wear like my boots. Shoe shopping's great though. Oh, you know what you need to talk about? So, if you guys remember last week, we were having a little conversation about online shopping and like clothes.com and food.com.
Yes.
Yes.
A thing that actually does exist. Food.com.
Food.com.
I was looking up recipes for butter beer, as one does, because I wanted to make alcoholic butter beer like in Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
And what did I come across? Food.com. It's a site where like there's a bunch of recipes and stuff, so
it does exist.
It does exist, but I don't believe you can just go onto food.com and order food.
Yes,
I don't think that's exactly how it works, so you were wrong there, Sarah.
I would like to retract my previous statement that you can go onto food.com and order food. You cannot go onto food.com.
You can go onto food.com and get ideas for food.
And then make it at home yourself by ordering your groceries through online.
Tesco's.
Or what do they have in Walmart?
Do they have online stuff? I mean, I guess it's Asda, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Asda, right? Yeah. Podcast 002 is done. Don't know what we're going to call this one. Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. That's what we're going to call it.
Right.
Sorted. To reiterate, this coming Monday, it will be... it'll be this podcast that's been posted. Next Monday, which is the 12th, will be a special edition podcast, which I'm not looking forward to listening to and editing after we've done that.
Yes, that'll be interesting.
And then the 19th will be another special edition podcast, because we'll have a special guest, but it'll be a sad podcast because Lara won't be there. And it'll probably be very much based around One Direction and Rooster Teeth if it's me and Laura doing it. But we'll try and keep it topical.
Don't you ruin my podcast with your filth.
Try and keep it topical.
Don't try and... One Direction.
I still need to show you Joel Heyman, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So I still never got round to that. It's been 3 weeks. It's ridiculous. So any final words of advice for the internet?
Stay safe. Don't have sex. You will get pregnant and die. Live every week like it's Shark Week.
Steal as many quotes as you can from movies.
And TV shows.
And TV shows.
And if there are Tina Fey TV shows and movies, that's even better.
That's Lara's words of advice.
Yeah.
So shout out to Wolfie for the artwork.
Woo!
Ogavin.tumblr.com. Love it, amazing, thank you.
Yes,
also, the fact that some of it was transparent made me very excited.
You get excited about weird things.
Well, it's really cool. Like, I love, you know, when you see something on Tumblr and you drag it and you're like, it's transparent. It's great. Anyway, what else? Shout out to Wolfie, ogavin.tumblr.com. If you guys want to do some artwork for us, do some artwork.
Please.
Or if anybody wants a shout out for the next week's podcast, try and get it into us before Wednesday. So that's tomorrow or Wednesday morning, GMT time. Because we'll be recording it on Wednesday. Very specifically, we need to do it on Wednesday. The Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea DLC, Sherlock Season 3, Hunger Games. Whose line is it anyway? Doctor Who. That was the thing I was trying to think of that I couldn't think of. And the Geek Outlet.
Yeah.
I just like naming things that we talked about. I don't know why.
No, nor do I. Doctor Who is going to be so good, though.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about regeneration.
I was just looking at it like, what?
No, I was having a moment. Regenerations. What if they brought back one of the old regenerations so they wouldn't have to have just 12?
But they can't. No,
they
like,
can't do that. But Christopher Eccleston, like, he was just so good.
The thing that I think I've watched like one episode of Doctor Who, and that was with it. I don't know how to describe it. But it's like, if you've got 12 regenerations, you have 12. Don't even don't even be like, oh no, we found a loophole. Don't do that, because that destroys. I've never seen it. I don't care about the show, but if they do it, I will never watch it out of spite, because it will infuriate me.
It was only mentioned once later on. It wasn't the first incarnation that said that.
But then, like, why would it even be mentioned then?
Because they probably never thought it would come back.
Yeah, well, it did. Even I know about that. You watch what you say. If you're making a TV show, don't say things that you think might not come back, because they will come back. Especially when it's on Tumblr. Don't risk it.
Tumblr.
Don't risk it. Tumblr mentality.
Family Guy, yeah. Don't say you've got 12 generations of Family Guy. It will come back.
It will come back. Family Guy.
That's the only thing I can think of that got cancelled and then re-picked up.
Oh, yeah. Futurama.
Oh, yeah.
Quite like Futurama. Although, there's that...
watch it a lot.
There's that one episode where his dog comes back.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's the saddest episode ever. Like, it's actually... I'm making my eyes water thinking about it.
You know that, that sandcastle dog the other day?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was totally Fry's dog.
So there's... In Edinburgh, there's like the main shopping street, Princess Street, and there's this guy who like brings sand onto the street and makes like sand sculptures. It's the first time I've ever seen him, actually.
I'd seen him before.
And he made the dog.
And it looked, well, I said it looked like the dog thing from The Neverending Story.
It did look like that, because the face that had the massive nostril things.
But it also kind of looked like Fry's dog, which I can't remember his name now.
No, I can't. I'm going to look it up, because we have the power of the internet at our fingertips. Fry's Futurama dog. Oh, the episode was called Jurassic Bark.
Yeah.
That's so cute. It was nominated for an Emmy. Oh my god. It was nominated for an Emmy Award, but lost to The Simpsons.
My goodness.
3 Gays of the Condo, which I believe that's the one where Homer moves out and moves in with the 2 gay guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is that one. Wow, that lost to that. That's ridiculous. The dog was called... It was not called Professor Farnsworth. That's wrong.
Pretty sure that's his nephew.
I think it's Seymour. It's called Seymour.
Yeah, Seymour. Wait a minute. Aren't Futurama and The Simpsons made by the same people?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't care if they won the Emmy.
But this show was so much better. Well, this episode was much better. The early Simpsons were really good. Season 7 of The Simpsons was the best.
Oh my goodness, I don't know which seasons are which.
I did this thing like in high school where I rewatched every season and then stopped watching it when I got to season 20 because oh crap. Season 20? That's ridiculous. Who needs season 20? You do not need that. Do what the Flintstones did. End it while it's good. Right? Flintstones A+. I don't even remember what happens in the Flintstones.
They go bowling a lot.
They do go bowling a lot. And they spend a lot of time at work. I mean, I know everyone spends a lot of time at work, but...
That's kind of a sexist show.
It was quite, but then I think it was it was the Stone Age, so people weren't adapting. I was thinking yesterday about the Jetsons.
Oh, I loved the Jetsons.
Do you think in like
No. I remember, right, an episode of the Flintstones where they went to the 21st century and there were like travelators that took you all around the place. There were flying saucers. It was basically the Jetsons. And I remember getting to the year 2000 and thinking, what on earth happened? Lies!
Well, like...
Downright lies!
That's what I was going to say. Do you ever think, like, in our lifetime there's going to be, like, flying things we can fly on, or we're going to have to live in space?
No. I think, well, certainly not in our lifetime, but, you can't, I mean, the thing is, it's not that you couldn't have flying cars and things like that. It's that regulations would be impossible, and it's not feasible.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of pollution would be ridiculous.
Then we would have to move to space.
The amount of people who would get hurt, the animals that would get hurt. I mean, if a car suddenly stalls and falls out of the sky, there's a bit of a difference.
Yeah, but they'd have something to sort that. Like,
You'd hope so.
I don't think they would go in being like, yeah,
Planes crash.
let's get flying cars, and then like, oh well, this is awkward. It would probably happen if, like, once.
I think it would take so long to start a flying car, you could probably be there by the time that you...
Why do you think it would take so long to start a flying car?
Because, have you ever been in a plane and tried to go up?
Yeah, but by the time we were...
I mean, what are you expecting?
By the time we got
like
flying...
a hover car?
Yeah, well, not... I don't know. I haven't thought about it that much.
It's not feasible. I have thought about it, and it's not feasible.
It's not going to take off like a plane. Like, you're not going to need a runway. It's just going to go like, whoop! Like,
Yeah,
just...
that's a hover thing.
Right, well, a hover car then. It's going to lift from the air, and then you're going to fly, and then it's going to whoop back
You
down.
know who owns a hovercraft? Rupert Grint. Along with his ice cream truck.
You can make a hovercraft.
Yes, that's what I've always wanted. Why would I want a hovercraft? I don't have an expanse of water to go across.
Well, like... Well, you can make, like, a hoverboard if you get, like, vacuum motors, 3, and put them underneath a... It doesn't hover very far off the ground, but it's hovering, so you're still
I'm
floating.
pretty sure it wouldn't take my weight.
Well, I was gonna, like, maybe for an adult you'd have to get, like, some Dyson motors. But, like, it can get a little kid on it, and you can be lifted off and move around. I mean, it doesn't hover very well, but it hovers. I mean, it's not lifting you, it's not like a car.
Yeah.
And you can't drive it, it just sort of goes where it wants to go, but...
Great innovation.
It's like a hot air balloon in reverse.
Go on Dragon's Den.
I'm not selling it, it's not my own product, unfortunately. But, yeah, hoverboards. True fact.
So, let's wind up. We'll see you...
That was a rough one. Yes.
Next week.
I was like, next week? Yeah, so this will be available for download on Thursday. It'll be, because you'll be listening to it right now, it'll be on YouTube, but next week's will also be on YouTube, and forever, and for the foreseeable future, will be YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, bye internet, I love you, bye.